Alright, so March of the Machines is here, and we have a little goofy deck today. This is Vampires post March of the Machines. And the card that we're going to be looking at today is Galta and Maverin. This is one of the dual cards where they have just basically been squashing together legendary pairs, which ties into the lore for March of the Machines. So it's kind of a pretty cool way to recycle and combine all of these abilities. And today we're going to be looking at Galta and Maverin, like I mentioned. So this is a 12-12 for the Galta side, and then for the Maverin side, it has some attack triggers. So overall, this is a 12-12 Trampler that, on attack, allows us to either make a XX, where X is the biggest creature that we control that is also attacking alongside it, or we can create X vampires, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. And this is a dinosaur vampire. And really the interesting thing about this is that it's a vampire, and that means that we can use Sorin Imperious Bloodlord to get it into play on turn 3. So turn 3 12-12 is pretty darn good for Historic, I would say. And to get it to attack on turn 4 is pretty powerful. We're not really going to be getting a lot of the triggers, since if we play this on turn 3, we won't have had the opportunity to play one of our big 3 drops. But we can maybe get a vampire or a night out, and then maybe it'll be able to do something. So the kind of combo here is to get a Galta out before it's turn 7, so it's ahead of schedule. And then other than that, we're basically just playing a Vampire's game plan. We have Knight of the Ebon Legion, Vampire of the Dire Moon. We have, Murderous Rider doesn't count, but it's a removal spell. We've got Nighthawk Scavengers. We have 2 Drawn of the Lost Blood Chiefs. This allows us to reuse our graveyard. And we also have 2 Haunt of Hightowers, which pressure our opponent's hand and is one of our big late game finishers. It's also something that we're pretty happy to get in off of Sorin too, which is nice. Other than those cards, we have 4 of Phyrexian Arena as our card draw, the 3 Murderous Riders like I mentioned, and we have 4 Blood Chief's Thirst as our other removal for planeswalkers and creatures. And then the final thing that we have is if we're playing against a aggro deck, like I played against Shamans my first game, the Meathook Massacre lines up pretty well against other aggro decks. We're generally not too sad to be losing our creatures, because eventually we're going to be playing some big beaters that can win the game in the air. So sweeping up our board is kind of fine, and then sometimes we can just kill our opponent with the life loss that is built into Meathook. Other than this, the mana base is built in such a way that we can essentially just play swamps for everything, but we do have the ability to start fetching for planes or to play our pathways on the non-black side in order to just hard cast a Galta and Maverin down the line if that becomes necessary. Alright. That is Vampires after March of the Machines. Let's see if this build can hold up in Historic. Here we go. Let's move on to round 1. Alright, here we go in round 1. And wow, look at what we got. We have Sorin and our Galta. Double Galta for that matter. So I think we're going to give this one a try. We're going to just drop out our pathways on the black side. We are playing against mono red, so that's a tough time. But we will be able to respond to whatever they do, and next turn we could have a Galta onto the battlefield. Oh my god, we're really going to be able to do it. We're going to hold full control here, play a Sorin, just so that they don't bolt it. Because sometimes MTGA does not like to let us do things correctly. There's a 12-12. It's turn 3. Hope you enjoy that, opponent. I imagine they're going to just bolt Sorin, or they're just going to concede off of that. The 12-12 Trampler, too much for mono red to handle. That was an absolute bonkers first game. Let's move on to round 2. To be quite honest, I didn't think I would get to pull off that combo at all during this series. And wow, look at us with the combo once again in our opening hand here in round 2. So that's going to be an immediate keep for me. Yes, please. Okay, so what does our opponent have? If they have hand hate, so be it. We'll have to just play a fair game. Looks like they took a hand of 7, so did we, and we will just lead probably on the Fabled Passage for Swamp. Okay, we got backup Sorin in case that becomes a thing. I'm just going to go ahead and fetch now. The knowledge doesn't really matter for me. Fetch a Swamp. Please let me click. Thank you. Alright, and our opponent was holding priority on something. They could be trying to bolt us or something. Okay, Ledger Shredder, sure. Let's go ahead and play a knight. Okay, so this is Play with Fire that they were holding up. Let's see if they decide to try to get their Ledger Shredder trigger. Okay, so they are going to do it. Shredder will connive. Okay, and so this does actually seem to be possibly the Phoenix deck. Alright, here we go. Pathway on white. Hold full control. Here's a... wow, we got a third Sorin. That is just wild. Alright, we'll go ahead and resolve this. Here's a 12-12. Enjoy. I think they're going to have a hard time dealing with that. Then, let's see, next turn I can slam Phyrexian Arena. We lose our Sorin, that's totally okay. Well, either it's Phyrexian Arena or just another Sorin. I can give Galt a lifelink for +1 because why not? Now I'm not even worried. Make a 0/0, it immediately dies. They go to 5, wow. So it looks like you're gonna need to pop their thing in the ice now. Even if they do, I can still get it back. Or I can still put Galta back onto the battlefield. I still have backup Sorin and third backup Sorin. We're looking pretty good here. Prismari Command, sure. This doesn't look like it's enough to crack Thing in the Ice, though. They're really trying for it right now. Okay. Do they have 2 more spells and 1 that goes mana positive? I don't think they do. Okay, EI. I mean, that's just not enough. Alright, and what was it? Did they find their land? Oh, I see. They did find a land, but it does come in tapped. Okay, I mean, I'm going to just go ahead and target you. Swing in. 0/0. And let's, that block's not going to save you, my friend. This thing's got trample. Alright, and we have successfully taken out another deck. I promise I'm not cherry picking these. This was back-to-back games. Anyway, that was round 2. Let's move on to round 3. I imagine this next one's going to be pretty fair. There's no way we get the combo 3 times in a row, right? Let's see. Alright, here we go with round 3, and we almost have the combo again. That's crazy. So Drana unfortunately can't get back a Galta. That's sad. This hand, I need to get to 5 mana. I think I'm fine to mull this one. 2 lands. This one's tough. I think I might just go down 1 more, especially because my opponent's gone down. And wow, we got Sorin and Galta again. We were absolutely rewarded for going down. Now, the question is, do I just go all in on Sorin Galta, or do I keep a backup Nighthawk? I think I can draw into whatever I need. Getting the mana is the most important. So we're just going to go ahead and fetch like we did last time. And here is a Swamp. Always hard to click on that for some reason. Okay, opponent shows tap Stomping Ground. We do get our Nighthawk Scavenger back, so I'm glad that I did it the way that I did it. Alright, red green. Oh, so this is Gruul Legendaries. Nice. Well, I will show you a legendary of my own. Here is Sorin. I will show you another legendary. Here is Galta. Enjoy that 12-12. So my next turn can be Nighthawk and Even. 12 Verlar or whatever. Yep. They do not want to attack here. Makes sense. I will go ahead and lifelink this guy. Absolutely ruination with this 13 lifelink on turn 4. Cannot believe that this is a thing that you can do. Yeah, opponent just goes to 7. Wow, that is just gnarly. So Nighthawk can block one of these things. They're going to have to attack into Sorin. But if they do that, they're going to be dead, so they need to produce another creature. So if they have Bard class, yeah, there's not really much they can do. I was thinking, like, if they played another land, they could do Bard class and then tick up Bard class to give the discount to legendaries. And then they could maybe spew a bunch of 2-mana legendaries, but that doesn't really do too much, and that's their whole turn. Alright, well, we've actually just done the unthinkable and gotten the Galta combo off 3 times in a row here. I don't want to push my luck, but let's see if we can do it a 4th time here. On to round 4, let's go. Okay, so this is a much more mild hand. Am I bold enough to just say send it? I think I should show one game where we just kind of play this thing straight up and see how we do. Opponent took 1 mulligan, I think, if I saw that correctly. So that means that for me, I'm probably going to want to lead on Night first and then Fabled Passage, get my Dire Moon out. And then that way I can Sorin on turn 3. Hopefully I'll have drawn into something big. Nighthawk Scavenger's not too bad. I'll probably just play that instead of Sorin. Dross Pits. Okay, so this is an oil. Oh no, this is not the oil one. This is just a card advantage thing. Okay. So I'm thinking that my turn 3 play is a little bit more important than doing anything on turn 2. So I will fetch another black mana source, and I will probably just play one of these guys. We get to attack in and ship the turn to our opponent. So we are looking at least Orzhov. Three mana. Let's see what comes next. Ooh, Greasefang deck, okay. So, my priorities might change here. So I can Sorin kill something now. So I have a free attack here because I know they're not going to want to trade with Greasefang, or trade with my Knight. They also don't want to trade for my Vampire, so my attack is easy. Then I can Sorin Sorin +1, kill Greasefang. Next turn, do something else. Yeah, that seems like a pretty sane way to do this. So we'll see if they decide to block. Highly doubt it. They could have backup Greasefang. No matter how they block, I can kill Greasefang. So, oh, sick. I am fully down for that. So what does this mean that I'm going to do? Maybe Nighthawk Scavenger next. Yeah, we'll get that out. I can save Bloodchief's Thirst for the next Greasefang. So they need to both discard and reanimate or play another Greasefang. So I think I'm safe for a turn. Lily, okay. Lily sack?
I win, you're telling me what you know.
Okay, I'm gonna sack the Knight.
I've always hated.
Okay, so that's just a free Liliana kill. Thanks. We're gonna go ahead and swing in here. See if they have any instant siege removal. They do not. So I will just commit to the board. And we'll see if I can draw anything with Sorin to kind of just turbo in. Okay, sure. So are they going to be able to discard anything? This is kind of a weird Grease Fang brew. We'll see if there's anything to it. So what are they doing here? They're looking at their land. Okay, Grizzly Salvage. So this is the green variant. The Abzan variant. Okay, so there's our Grease Fang. They don't have anything to deal with. Now, I mean, I can just attack in anyway, and then I'm fine. I think I'd rather not trade for Rafine's Informant. So let me think about how I want to do this. So the move is definitely not to let Grease Fang stick around. So do I want to kill him with Sorin? I think I'm down to kill him with Sorin. So I'll go ahead and sack this thing. Kill Grease Fang. I then can go ahead and attack, holding up Vampire to keep my Sorin alive. And then next turn we're going to have Murderous Rider up. Nighthawk Scavenger can start to deal damage. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. Opponent has gone down to 4 mana, and they have buffed my Nighthawk Scavenger to a 5/3. Here's their 5th land. Can they just remove Sorin, or are they reading him? Looks like they're just reading. Drawing a Phyrexian Arena for me is pretty solid. I'm at 30 life now, so I'm not really in any danger of losing. Even if they do get to reanimate a Parhelion, I'm looking pretty solid. There's also a number of other things that they could do. There's Plow variants of Grease Fang. A lot of stuff to do, so I will be absolutely making this trade. Thank you for that. And maybe they have a Wrath. I'd be so surprised if this was a Wrath. They might be reanimating something. Maybe can't stay away. Recommission, interesting. How about I kill that? Okay, so I will put a counter onto my Nighthawk Scavenger. Swing in, they are dead in a turn. They need to find a removal spell now. Or a flying blocker. My guess is they don't have it. Okay, and yeah, looks like we are clear for the victory here. Go ahead and swing in, and we've taken round 4. Alright. Vampires, seeming like it'll go the distance. Granted, we are pretty low rank this season, just only in gold. We're making our way through. We may hit platinum in this video even. We have one, actually definitely not, we only have one more game. We have played round 4. Let's move on to the 5th and final round. Here we go with Vampires. Alright, double meat hook here. We got Murderous Rider as removal, and not really the lands to cast anything. I think this is probably going to be a mulligan for me. All we need is the nuts one more time. See if our opponent decides to keep here. They do decide to keep. We will go down. Triple Phyrexian Arena and no lander, essentially. Hit them all one more time. I don't think I'm going to go further than this. I will just drop one of each of these. Sorin will be good if I can find like a high CMC Vampire. And otherwise, maybe it'll be a removal spell with Vampire. At least getting to the 3 lands is going to be pretty critical here. Okay, sure, we're going to lose Sorin here, I think, almost certainly. If this is some sort of control deck, I'm hoping that we're going to do okay. We just need to deploy these 1-for-1 threats that are going to be annoying to deal with for our opponent. Okay, sure, that's fine. I am going to guess that that is not the only sort of hand hate that they have. I think we're probably going to lose... Well, we would have lost Sorin, but I think they're going to take Phyrexian Arena out of these cards in hand. Yep, second Inquisition. I think Phyrexian is absolutely the take here. Okay. Nighthawk Scavenger. Wonder if that's going to stay in hand. Oof. So I'm just gonna have to discard these in the interest of hitting my 3 land drop, because so much of our stuff is 3 CMC. All right, cool. We got a Night Out. We are going to be able to pump it. Lily. Okay, that's fine. Phyrexian Obliterator. Sure. If we trade with Phyrexian Obliterator, that feels really bad. That's going to make us sack all of our lands, so we're just going to have to race it on life, essentially. No blocks there. We will go to 15. I might just lose my knight anyway. Oh, they got a second Obliterator. Now that is tough, and we have another land. Yow. We might go to 5 here. Sure, gonna go ahead and pass. That's tough. I don't think we can do anything about this. They might just have our number here. Okay, we'll go ahead and take our turn, and wow, we've just flooded out. Even if we do decide to block, that is it. We'll just go ahead and activate Swing In, and our opponent will take the game here. Alright, well, that was just kind of tough. They had the discard on a multi-5. What are you going to do? Okay, well, all in all, we have had a pretty successful run with this deck. 3 absolute one-sided combos to begin this off. Feels pretty good. I think definitely don't play this deck if you're looking to grind the ladder or anything, but it's kind of an interesting take on what combo can look like in historic Magic. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have suggestions for what you think I should play next, if you have any cool decks from March of the Machines, I am all ears. Drop that in the comments, and maybe I'll get a chance to play it here in the future. Thinking about what else I want to say, not too much other than do like and subscribe, helps me grow the channel. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, and I will see ya. Bye.